Good morning, Marmalade. Finally back on the PCT, baby. Year 5. It is July 1st, 2023. And before I get into what I'm doing today and the start of this hike, and you have to, excuse me once in a while, I have to look down where I'm walking because there's a lot of snow. But it's melting fast. But I want to tell you how I got here. So, July 1st today. I got to stop some because the trail is very faint here, but July 1st. So what happened? How did I get here? So first, I got to give a great, huge, gigantic shout out to Larry Elliott. Larry, you are the man. I thanked you a bunch in person, but I can't thank you enough. And amazing man and trail angel and just a kind soul. And this is hard to believe, but he lives in Montana. He drove something crazy like 15, 1,600 miles down to San Diego to get me. And we left 2 days ago on Thursday. Is it 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago, Thursday the 29th. And you can see pictures here. We left at 6:22 in the morning from North County, San Diego, and drove most of the day. Our goal is to get to Truckee or a little before Truckee. And as you can see here, we went by the Sierras. You can see Mount Whitney. And I took him into the famous Shots Bakery in Bishop. And we had a beautiful sandwich there and lunch. Really amazing place. You guys never been there, you got to go there. Amazing bread and cinnamon rolls, all that kind of stuff. And so then we continued on a journey. Went up to a place called Walker, California. This was a couple hours shy of Truckee. We stayed at a KOA camp there. So I'll show you some pictures of that here. Really nice. It's a basic, it's very clean and nice, but great amenities. So once we got kind of settled there at KOA, we went to an amazing barbecue place. I forgot the name, but I'll show it to you here. And you get the sign or just right on the outside of the building. So here's a picture of what I put on there. Really neat place, good food. Then had a good night's sleep. And then we got up on yesterday, Friday, the last day of June, the 30th. And we went to, I'm going to stay here for a minute because I don't know where the trail goes. Then we went to, let me get in the shade for you. We went to 2 hours or so to Truckee. Went to this coffee, I think it's called Dark Horse Coffee Shop. I have a couple pictures, I'll show you that. And just had a nice cup of coffee. We didn't have any coffee, got really early. I think we were gone by 5:15 or 5:30. Got into Truckee about 7:15 and I got some coffee. Then we drove over to our campground on the outskirts of Truckee to find out. We didn't know when check-in was, so we did that. And then drove back, because the town's really small. Drove back to this diner, which I've eaten there last year when I finished up in Truckee. That's where I ate. So went to the diner, got a nice breakfast, and then we just chilled. We went to, I'll show you a few pictures. Went to Safeway. I had to get a resupply to start this section, so I got a resupply. And then we went to another coffee place. And we walked around. It was kind of a tourist looking around. Then we just sat at a coffee place for a couple hours, and we've been on the road. He's been on the road so much. He's done over 2,100 miles round trips just for me. But, you know, that's very tiring. So we just chilled at a coffee shop. And then a little after 2, we went and checked in. And I'll show you some pictures of our campsite. But it's a really pretty place, really good campsite. I bought some wood, so we had a fire. And I think I bought a salad, so I had a salad. But really nice night last night. And we got up this morning, ran into town, got a quick breakfast. And I don't know if I missed anything. I'll show you some more pictures of something else that I'm missing. But it was an adventure even getting here. And we had a blast. So thank you so much, Larry. I can't thank you enough. And of course, we'll be in contact. He's going to help me get on the other 2 sections I need. Okay, so let's go. This intro today is long because I'm telling you about all this, but in the future they'll be short. But today, as you can see, there's tons of snow. I'll kind of spin around, but it's hit or miss. And so I'll have patches of a lot of snow and then sections depending if it's like, this is all covered, so it's not melting fast. But they started a heat wave yesterday of 85 to 87 every day. That was down in Truckee, and we're about 1,500 feet higher. So it's a little cooler, but it's going to be a warm one. But the snow is melting fast. There's plenty of water out here right now, but it's sketchy. I brought my micro spike, so I'm carrying a pound and a half extra or something for that to be safe. I do not have an ice axe, and I'll go over some of that later on. Originally, I wasn't bringing my micro spikes at all, but when I started looking at the comments on Far Out, there's a lot of sketchy parts, so I'm just going to be safe. Anything that's sketchy, I'll just go slow. But yeah, so I have snow off and on today. It's very hard to follow the trail because the snow is covering most of it. And then even the places I've been where there's no snow, it's like the winter was so harsh here, it just kind of almost washed the trail away. So it's really hard to find. And there's not really many, there's kind of boot prints everywhere. So it's going to be hard to follow. But I'm going to just kind of, I'm having to navigate a lot, but just kind of, I know the general direction I'm going. So just check it once in a while. And, oh, hey.
Hi.
Sorry. There was two trail runners needed to have directions. So I helped somebody already. You can't find the trail, but it's up there. But so anyway, that's really it. So today, I don't know what we're doing. We have, this section is this from Donner. I failed to say, we started at the Donner Pass rest area. And I would have started about a quarter mile back where the tunnel is, it goes in the freeway, but I heard it's like knee deep water, so I don't want to deal with that. So I cheated a quarter mile, but so I left at the rest area. I think I'm gonna do about 12 to 15 miles. I really don't know. I have 38 and a half miles to Sierra City, where I have a subscriber that sent me a resupply box. So we'll go through that when we get there. But normally when it's dry, I would do like a 20 and an 18 and be there in 2 days. Today is Saturday the 1st, so I'm thinking, I'm gonna do 12 to 15 today, 12 to 15 tomorrow, and then roll in tomorrow, and probably get the resupply, charger some things. I don't know if I can see this, but I did bring my solar panel. So I'm gonna hopefully try that out, see if that works for me. Top off my battery every day. So I don't have to spend as much time in town if I don't need to, and get some food, get my resupply box, and then get back on trail, even if I do a few miles, 5 miles, and get back on trail. The next section is supposed to be sketchy. I've been reading the comments, and dangerous, but it's melting so fast that some of the areas that may be sketchy may not be when I get there, and there may be some walk around. So I'll go over that for next section. That's in 3 days. So this should be 2.5, 3 days to get to Sierra City, and let's get on it, man. I can't wait. I'm getting closer to, if we see more and more snow, I'm gonna put my micro spikes on, but right now I'm just out with my shoes. So let's do it. Thanks for coming along. It's gonna be a grand adventure. Bye. Hey guys, thought I'd do an update. You won't believe this, you guys. Put the micro spikes on about 3/10 of a mile on the way in from the start. I am at exactly 5 miles now. There's been no opportunity to take the micro spikes off. We had a couple patches of dirt, but not enough to take the micro spikes off. I'm 5 miles. But it's 2:10. I started at 8:15, so basically 6 hours. I've done 5 miles. I've done 20, 25 mile days, never felt like this. That's how spent I am. The snow, it's 80 something out here. So the snow is super, sorry, it's really blurry. I'm gonna put my glasses on, or blinding. Snow is super soft, super slushy. It's packed underneath, so thank God I've only probably post holed like 3 times. Besides that, but anything uphill, it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So super, super frustrating. And there's tracks everywhere. Every once in a while, like every half mile, we see 10 feet of the trail, but you have no idea where the trail is. I've gone 5 miles. I've pulled out my phone 100 times already. My main thing is it's such difficult taxing, hiking, that I'm trying to make sure I hike in the most direct manner. There's even parts where the trail goes way to the right and comes back left. Like right now I'm doing that. I'm walking straight through the snow, right to where the switchback is. So I don't have to go way to the right and way to the left. I'm just hiking straight to it. And whether you hike where the trail supposedly is, or you make your own trail, the snow is just the same. So it doesn't really, you kind of make your own adventure. But you guys, I was gonna do 12 miles and I was scoffing at that, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be honest with you. And one of the problems, I'm a little bit worried. I never get, if you guys hear me on my previous PCT videos, I never get worried about campsites because there's a million of them on that aren't on our app, but everything's covered in snow. So it's like, where am I gonna get? There's a couple campsites. There's one that I wanna make, the guy I'm hiking with, his trail name is Mountain Mimic. He's done the AT. Hey, nice for hiking with you, by the way, if you see this. And he's ahead of me, though. I was holding him back. I have to stop every 10, 20 feet. My legs are spent. It's like hiking in super deep sand. But anyway, yeah, about half a mile back there, we decided we wanted to go. We had gone about 4 miles, and we wanted to go to 6 more miles to this campsite that looks really good. But I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm going to be honest with you. It's 2 o'clock. I've got about, thank goodness, it's been all uphill all day. There's a couple baby little one downhills like for 100 feet. It's all uphill too, which makes it hard, and slushy snow. And I'm not in shape. So another 2.5 miles down this hill, thank goodness, is it doesn't say campsites, but it's a junction for a bunch of different trails going different ways. So I'm going to hope maybe I see its campsite there or go a little further and see one. But I'm afraid, because I'm already exhausted. I'm 5 miles in, you guys. I've done a 32.5 mile day and I'm 5 miles in. I can't walk. I mean, I can, but it's painful. And this is really unenjoyable. It's super pretty, but man, am I spent. So that's just an update. It's crazy. So hopefully we can get 2 to 5 more miles. We'll see and see what happens. We'll check in later. Bye. Hey guys, just chilling in the tent, and man, am I exhausted. So this is I guess a wrap up of today. And so you guys know I can hike a little bit, right? I told you earlier I've done a 32.5 mile day, but I can do 15, 20 miles, no problem normally. Well, today was a very humbling day, and I don't know how to explain it to you. You'd have to be here to understand it. But my friend Larry, that awesome man, dropped me off at 8:15 this morning. We got breakfast, so we had a late start, but 8:15. And I got to camp at 5:02, so 8 hours and 45 minutes. And I did 7.6 miles. 7.6 long miles. It's almost not, unable to explain it. When I left the parking lot, I started hiking where the trail was supposed to be by looking at my app. And it was nowhere to be seen, and snow everywhere. And everything you saw today, whenever you see all those trees, the snow is not melting fast because it's in the shade all day. So I had gone about 0.3 of a mile from the parking lot, and I put my microspikes on, and I wore them from about 8:30 all the way to 5 when I got here. So there was no break in it. And I did some snow hiking quite a bit in my first year on 2019 Thru Hike attempt, but this was incredible because it's 85 degrees out. I've met about 5 hikers today, and it's like 85 degrees out, but we're up high, so we have a cool breeze, but we're on the snow. And so it's weird. It's like we're on this frozen tundra, and it's melting fast, but
a lot of the areas, I'm not lying, when you see signs and tree wells, it's 10 feet deep. So people say, oh, it's going to melt fast. Well, there's a lot of snow 10 feet deep. I don't know how long that takes to melt, but a long time. Excuse me. So the best way I can describe it is when we left, what really did me, and this is why I had a bad day, is it started out kind of flat, but almost the whole entire 5 miles that I told you early when you saw that little clip, except for a little couple of baby things, was all uphill. And the way I'll describe the snow, though, it was not firm. It was very slippery, but also wet. And the only way I can describe it, if you guys have ever been to like Death Valley, there's sand dunes out there. If you've ever been in sand dunes, like steep, if you ever can imagine going up a steep sand dune, that's what we're doing. But it's worse because it's, for every 2 steps you take, it's 1.5 backwards. You can't get your footing. You're slipping and falling all over the place. I think I slipped on my butt 2 times, which is really good. And they were both towards the end when I was getting tired. So I feel good about that. I have pretty good balance. I did post hole 3 times where I'm just walking and boosh, and thank goodness my foot went through and didn't tear against a log or a rock. There was logs and rocks under there on both, right around where my foot went through the hole. So overall, it's pretty good day, except for I was exhausted. I literally, like, if we could have started out flat or maybe rolling, so I have some breaks, but it was just straight up. And then and also we're at 8,200 feet. So that's another thing, I'm not acclimated all the way, which is, I'm not giving you excuses because I'm pretty good with elevation, but, and I haven't been hiking much, the whole thing, but normally I get on a dry trail when I haven't been hiking and do, 15 miles and kind of work into more miles. But I did 7.6. And the only reason I stopped here was there's a big climb tomorrow. I'm camped about 100 feet from the trail. There's no resemblance of a trail anywhere. It's just literally a forest of snow. And I found this one patch of dry area. It was a miracle. I spent about a half hour cleaning all the sticks and the pokey things. And I was so tired, and the bugs are so horrendous on the outside of this tent that I was going to take a nice picturesque picture of the outside and where I am, but the bugs were like attacking me. I had my head bug net on, but still they were just all over me, and I wear shorts, and they're stinging my arms and legs. So I just literally, first time ever actually, I set up the tent so it was proper, and I literally unzipped halfway and put everything in here. I normally like blow up my air mattress and kind of get everything like organized. Not tonight. Got it all in here. There was 4 that made it in, and they are no longer with us. It's 4 flies, and so I think I'm good. Well, I can hear something on the outside right now. So, this is a long video. They won't be this long in the future, but, the first day of getting back on the PCT is always, there's a lot to talk about. So I'm really disappointed. I was trying to go for 12. There's a really good campsite at 12, and I didn't make it. If I had started a couple hours earlier, I would have made it. Because once you get over this climb, a mile climb out of here, 400 or 500 feet for a mile in the snow. And then once you get to the top, it's downhill quite a ways. And then I heard in about 2 or 3 miles from here, we have 1 mile of dry. It's in the Far Out app, so you can take off your micro spikes and make some time. But, I was getting so exhausted today when I got near the end of that 4 or 5 mile uphill. I was hiking with that young man you saw, and I just told him to go. Eventually, we hiked probably 4 miles together, and he was so nice to hang back with me, but he's a young guy. That's it. Sorry to ramble on, but 7.6 miles. I have enough food for 3 days, and I thought I would do like a 15 and like a 6 or 8 to get into Sierra City. It's like 38.5 miles, but this might take me 4 days, so I don't know what's ahead of me. I heard the closer we get to Sierra City, the less snow there is and more trail, so I can make better time, but I'm also not in good shape. So I, as typical of me, didn't eat today almost anything. I drank electrolytes and a bunch of water, but I didn't hardly eat anything. So I have enough food for 4 days, or 3.5, like if I had to sneak in the 4th day. Tonight I'm having a tortilla or 2, and then some pepperoni, and then about some Tillamook medium cheddar. That's my dinner, and then I have a little bag of like little cookies from the dollar store, so I'll have that for dessert. But yeah, I didn't eat much of my food today, so I have enough food for the next bunch of days. But thanks for watching, you guys. Back on trail, baby. It is exciting, and it's so beautiful here. But you literally have to look down every single second. And so the only time you can ever look, I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff today. I didn't get to film a lot, but I have to stop every time and look because you can't take your eyes off the ground. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. I know this video is long, but they won't be long from here on. I'm going to edit this tonight, get some food, and then pass out and get up early and do it. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you. Oh, by the way, last thing. Day 123. I forgot to say that this morning, but I did. I've done 122 days on trail, and today was 123. All right, see you in the morning. Bye.